Do you guys ever hear a loud bang from the other side of the room and you know exactly what happened or who or what did it? Well, it's finally happened, and I knew this day would come. So it was a pretty gloomy day, so I was feeling especially lazy when bang, a loud noise shocked my system enough for me to leave the comfort of my bedroom. And there it was, laying on its side, the cat scratching post. The cats have finally somehow broken the base of it, and it was no longer stable enough for the cats to jump on it or scratch. And I know nothing lasts forever when it comes to cat furniture, and especially not cat scratching posts. This scratching post has been with me and my cats for 3 or 4 years now, so it's older than some of my cats. As a result, it's had a lot of use. The base of the scratching post would get loose every couple of months, and the normal course of action would be to re-tighten the screws at the bottom of the scratching post. However, after a few times of doing it, I felt the screws had become loose over time and could no longer get the traction it has in the treads, so therefore, it was only a matter of time when the screws wouldn't hold the base anymore. Actually, for the duration of these 3 or 4 years, the scratching post has held up way better than I thought. The body itself was still in great condition, so the only problem really that it was super wobbly. So if the cats jump on it, it would be very likely for it to tip over and hurt something or damage something around the home. Because only the base had its problem, I didn't really want to buy a new scratching post because the main part of the scratching post, the scratchable part, was completely fine. So buying a new one would be a little bit of a waste. So I either wanted to fix it or reuse the parts that were okay. Plus, this scratching post is an old friend. Objects and furniture around your home that has been there for a long time tend to gain some sentimental value. It's been there when all my cats were kittens, and it's seen them all grow up. It's like a tall, ever-constant, scratched-up parent. It even has a name, Roberto the Scratching Post. So first, I really had to check out the problem in a little bit more detail. So during my disassembly of the post, it was definitely clear that the screw holes were all messed up. I think I could have used a larger screw to try to secure it in place better, but I didn't have any that was available. Also, I tried fixing the loose base with some heavy-duty double-sided sticky tape, which didn't work that well. So through the process about, thinking about what to do, I had another idea. Instead of trying to fix the loose base, maybe the solution will be try to do something different with the scratching post. If anyone had watched the review I had on the scratching post, I really liked it due to its simplicity and its high quality parts. It was just made up of 3 or 4 different parts, therefore it would be easy to reuse the parts that were okay. And really all the parts were fine, I just couldn't get the scratching post to be stable. But it came down to that I definitely wanted to reuse the 2 pieces that made up the main body of the scratching post, the scratchable part. So the only thing I really need to figure out is how to make the 2 pieces stable enough to support a cat's full weight and without the whole thing moving around and tipping over. That's when I realized there are of course screw holes in the body, so that's when I realized I should probably use cable ties. It's not an elegant solution, but it's a really simple and neat one that I think more people should use. It's a great multi-purpose item that's wonderful for cat owners because cats like to, knock things off and move things around because they're running around and scratching things and playing. So the cable ties makes things really secure. I've used cable ties to secure boxes, stationary cat toys, monitors, and TVs so they don't fall off if cats are roughhousing or running around. And now it's going to be my first time cable tying a cat scratching post. Anyways, it's easy to use, it's stable, and can handle a lot of weight. You just need some holes to work with. Now, what has a lot of places to mount in my apartment? Well, if you guessed the rack, you'd be right. It's almost like a challenge at this point. The more things I can use my rack for, the more points I get. So getting back to mounting these things, I wanted to make use of the spot on the side of the rack and give cats easier access to the top. I figured out that I can reuse another part of the scratching post, and it's the bottom part, to create a platform on the top of the rack, so I cleaned up the top to make room for the platform. Since the scratching post was made up of 2 parts for the main body, I could actually split them up and use each one for a different purpose. One pole I wanted to keep vertical so cats can climb or get a good stretch while scratching, but the other one I wanted to make a platform for the cats to navigate around a little bit easier. Not to mention a more angled approach to scratching if they wanted. Everything was mounted using cable ties, and look how sturdy it is. A cat can put its full weight on and climb, and the cable ties aren't going to budge. Of course, we also have to make sure that the thing we're mounting on is stable and heavy enough. Sometimes, whenever butlers improve or fix or change something, there's also an inclination to rethink the whole space. Since I was adding these pieces to this part of the room, I felt the temptation to change up the layout of my suction cup climbing area of the room. In my other video, I created a more vertical layout of these suction cup posts. However, after observing my cats for a little while, it seemed like they were only being used by two cats, Latte and Rosie. They're definitely the climbers among my cats, and they enjoy climbing the vertical surfaces, but the other cats weren't a big fan. So I arranged it to more of an angled approach, and it seemed like the other two cats were responding more positively. All cat butlers know cats breaking things is nothing new. It's part of learning how to be a cat butler. How about your cats? What have they broken? And maybe they haven't broken anything at all. What do you do to prevent things from breaking? Anyways, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. In conclusion, I never really planned to make this video, but since it happened, I wanted to show when things break, you don't always have to go and order a replacement. Also, instead of trying to fix things to be used as they were in the past, maybe go the other route of creating an alternative. Oh, and cable ties. Probably use more cable ties. You may find that cats respond even better than they did before. Anyways, that's it for this video. For more cat articles and living with cats in apartments, check out MonsieurTN.com, and I'll see you in the next video.